Hey!
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Of
me.
course.
Yes.
So, I have a few questions, and then we'll get off of this so you can get back to your little baby.
It broke up for a second. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new bundle of joy.
Thank you so much. Yes, I love
Mother-
him so much. He's a piece of work already.
How's motherhood treating you so far?
It's good. I love it. I mean, as you can see, I'm in my little robe. And it's been crazy. He's only 6 days, so what is it, 6 days or is it a week now? I think it's like a week now. So I love it though.
So, are you recovering well from your complications from birth?
Yeah, I was really scared because my friends who have kids and stuff, I feel like they told me so much, but they didn't, when it got to this part, they didn't tell me. Like,
Yeah.
they told me, they're like, oh, make sure, everyone's like, make sure you ask for an epidural. Make sure your girl get that good old epidural. So I was like, oh my God, this is so dope. I'm not going to feel anything. I'm going to get an epidural. It's going to be bomb. So I was like hella geeked for that. And the epidural was the scariest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they did that and my whole half of my body went numb, and I've never experienced that, that was like super scary for me. Like I was like, oh my God. And then after, I think I was a little allergic to, I guess it was like the morphine and some of the, maybe even the epidural, because I couldn't stop shaking and
Oh my goodness.
itching. I had a fever after he was born. It was really scary, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. I love being a mom. He's absolutely beautiful, and his eyes are gray. I hope they stay that way.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna stay, but I hope they do.
That's gorgeous. So you named him Ocean Zion. How did you and A1 come up with that name?
Ocean is for a lot of reasons. I really love the water. My mom is obsessed with the water, and he's a boy, and I just feel like ocean represents eternity. And whenever I go to the beach and I look out, I'm always like, wow, thank you, Jesus. Like, I just think it's so beautiful when you see God's creation, and that's what I feel like, we are God's creation. So I just, numerous reasons, but those are a few. And Zion's from the Bible. A1 came up with Zion. So
when are we going to be able to see your little baby?
soon, really soon. Really soon, actually. I think we're going to release some pictures on him soon.
How soon?
Like maybe next week soon, or soon. Soon. At first I was like, I feel like Drake. I'm protecting my baby from the world. It's just, I just wasn't ready, but I think, now I am.
Cardi just did it. Might as well join the party.
Yeah, she did. She took a while. Her baby's absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So, her baby's super pretty. And it just, for me, people were like, picture. Like, A1 set up an Instagram. Oh, he's crying. A1 set up an Instagram for him in the hospital, like I think the day before the baby was born or something like that. And, once, A1, can you come get the babies? In the hospital or whatever. And it's like, it was all good. But then, like, you realize once he's born, he's crying. He don't want me to be great. Yeah, you realize once he's born, you just don't know if you want to, like, just drop a picture. You just you start getting so protective. And then I was really sick after my pregnancy. After delivery is where I really didn't feel well. So that would just wasn't my focus. So now I'm starting to feel better.
Okay, well, I'm happy that you feel better. I'm happy the birth was kind of complicated, but it went well, and you have a beautiful baby boy.
Thank you.
So now let's get into the juicy stuff.
Yes, let me turn you up a little bit because it sounds over here. Okay, now I can hear.
So you've had your fair share of hits behind the scenes, and now you're trying to basically break out in the music business for yourself with your single Rant, now Strength.
Yes.
But did you know, but on Love and Hip Hop, it seems like the storyline was kind of surrounded by drama a lot. Did you
Mm-hmm.
know that that it was going prior to filming that it was going to be based on the Safaree rumor?
Sorry, somebody called. No, I prior to filming, no, absolutely not. I didn't know a lot of things were gonna happen. I didn't know, A1 and I have been like glued at the hip
Mm-hmm.
since we like met, and our first big blowout happened in public. So it was like that was so like not expected and kind of embarrassing for me. And then I had to realize like I'm on a reality TV show.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about rumors, I'm talking about us. Like and we were having a little bit of problems with arguing and stuff, and we had this big fight, and he left, and I wanted him to leave, and we just like basically split up for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, but then like I forgot that like blogs and stuff were gonna catch on and realize that we weren't. It was just so weird. And the next thing you know, it was like the cameras were at our house, and I was just like, oh my god. So it was really hard, and I didn't know I was pregnant either around that time. So I couldn't understand why I was so mad and emotional and all this stuff. So to answer your question, no, I didn't know. I didn't even know we were gonna split up for a little bit or a while, whatever. And yeah, I didn't know that that was going to happen. And then I didn't know that I was going to have messy castmates. But, when the story becomes so juicy, everybody's like, ooh, let's keep it going. I'll say, yeah, I think so too. And so that had me really hot because I started realizing, some of your so-called friends will do anything for that clout or check or whatever. So.
Yeah. So do you regret any of the things that happened on the show between like that unfolded between the rumors, the altercations between you and your family and A1's family?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there are some regrets for sure. I try not to regret anything that I do in life,
Right.
but it's just like embarrassing. Like, A1's mom and my mom don't get along. It's facts. Everybody knows that. They still don't get along. I don't think they ever will.
Even after the baby?
I hope so. I mean, even at my birth, they had to come visit him separately, and it really broke my heart that it had to be that way. Like, you come at this time and then you come at this time instead of just being, I didn't have a big family. My twin sister passed, and it's always just been me and my mom, and then I didn't have my dad either. So I always wanted that closeness of like family and stuff like that, and it's like shit, I over here it just don't exist that way. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It was
Maybe
just
things
like
will
my
get
mom
better.
had them, and
Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know if they'll ever like get along like that. And do I regret I regret that A1 and I split up for that time. I regret maybe not like putting a complete stop to this right away. Like maybe instead of getting so mad, just being like, look, I'm not entertaining this. This didn't happen, period. The end. That's it. And leaving it at that. But I would allow myself to get so mad because I'm like you have the nerve to keep asking me about this, and I'm already emotional and pregnant, and so I allow the best of me, and yeah.
So are you concerned that your baby will one day see all of the stuff that happened on the show between your families?
No, I mean, kind of. I was for a minute, but life, like one thing I learned on the show and being on TV and stuff is that like nobody's life is perfect. People present like, oh, me and my baby dad or man just get along all the time, or oh, my mom and his mom are so perfect, and it's like in reality, I feel like we showed people that just because we're on TV, whatever, like we have problems like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. So
If
guys,
my son, when he grows up and if he ever saw that, I would just blame to him. The only thing I didn't like is that, parents saying like, oh, I'm not sure if it's my grandchild, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I know some stuff is for tea because like I said, it's juicy, or whatever. I don't know what her reason was, because when we would be at our house and them count, you know, she would just be like, oh my God, ultrasound looks so much like my son. I'm so excited. And then I was like, why would you switch it like that? So that kind of hurt my feelings. I would never want him to hear that. But, you know.
So, well, that was my next question. I was going to ask if you had gotten over the fact that they didn't at first, you know, say that the baby was a part of their family. If it's still affecting you, and if you think that it will affect your son later on in life.
At the reunion, I had it, you know, at that point on a plane, but it's probably good because that's so dangerous, like with where I was in my pregnancy, because I probably would have tried to fight somebody. I had it with everybody. I was so like, anyone can get it, even you, Pam. Like even my mother, like my mother-in-law. I was so mad because I felt like the nerve of y'all to even play with me, like you who's my baby father's been and who I'm with me right now. Like I was so mad. Now some time has passed and I'm like, I'm cool, you know, I'm over it or whatever. And you know, some of those people have apologized, and yeah, like I said, and sexual, really adorable, like a mixture of both of us, but really him, his twin. So
that's amazing.
I just think that, I mean, it was offensive, of course, to hear her say that. That's why I started crying. I'm like, how dare you? So, but she's, you know, she's came to the hospital and she's obsessed with him. So I'm sure she regrets even just saying like that.
That's great. I'm happy for
I
you.
keep people saying strength. That's why I named my EP Strength.
That's what I was about to say. So what's going on with Lyrica? Let me know everything that you have going on, what you want to plug, anything.
Well, I mean, this whole experience was a learning lesson, so that makes me not regret it. Just happened, how I reacted to things, some regrets. I remember being pregnant and just being in so much pain and just and crying and just feeling like the emotional ever. And I just was like, I wanted to sing. I wanted to be in the studio to just let it all out. So that's where Strength came from. That's the name of my new EP that's out right now. And like, I'm so proud of it. I feel like I really feel like I let it out. I talked about in a few songs things that me and A1 went through, and just, you know, how I was feeling, just emotional and stuff. And I really, really love it. So I feel good about that. So y'all make sure y'all get that. Yeah, shout out to French and Moneybag Yo for jumping on the EP. So we're gonna be doing some visuals and it's gonna be dope.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Thank you. Yeah, it bleeped for a second.
But yes, thank you for talking to us. It's been great. I wish you much success, and I am so happy for you and your family.